So I'm really excited to be sharing a few more things that I've added to my collection. So this one is a bamboo agate, and I think it may be something, it looks a little bit like it might be a tube that it reminds me a lot of stalactites because they are hollow and they form in this way. And you can see that it's hollow all the way through, and that's agate that's formed. And another one that I received here is this here. This is an ammonite shell, and you can see that it's been fossilized right as it is, and this is a mixed pair. So they found this and they cut it open so that you could see it. This is another one that I've had for a long time. It's part of a necklace, and I picked it up, I don't know, somewhere, probably in a secondhand store. And you can see the same kind of shape, but it's different color, so it was either a different specimen or potentially it was something that was fossilized in a slightly different way. And again, I'm not an expert on this, but it's really a pretty cool find to see these things and to see how these ammonites share such similarity to things that we see even today. So there they are. And I love particularly in this kind of a fossil, you can see that kind of Fibonacci sequence, that endless outward spiral. And I really like that because you continue to see that kind of pattern in nature over and over again. And these are a couple that I found around my own yard. And I like this one because this is mostly limestone, but inside of it you can see that it was formed around things. So if you look in there, you can see various structures that look like they might have been worn away by water running and things that it might have been caught in there. So this looks like maybe at one point it was laying on something. And so you can see kind of how things were formed. These were just found around Austin, Texas. So you can see the pattern here. I have a couple more. I think this one, it has the look of a shell to me. So I don't know for sure, and I'm not an expert in this, but I feel like you can kind of see the structure, what might be a shell. Either that or this just formed in a really interesting way. And this is another that I found, and I picked it up because I wanted some limestone to be able to work on, to show how you can get carbon dioxide out of limestone. You can see it bubbling if you add it in with an acid. But this one also has, let me see where it went to. I've lost track. So you can see that this has kind of an interesting formation here. So it may have been laying up against something else and split. So you can see that there's some structure there. And this is the last one. I'm pretty excited to see this right inside of that. Right? So you can see kind of the structure of that shell-looking formation right in the limestone. So it's been converted into limestone, but you can still see where that is. So these are probably more common. You could pick these up just about anywhere around here in Texas, but I still think it's really interesting to look at them and to be able to see how these pieces of former animals are caught in the limestone of the area. And then here's another one. You can see that one really cleanly. There's some type of a shell or formation in there that's a separate part. And so although these probably aren't too valuable or interesting on a rock collecting basis, they really show you a lot about how things were layering out when you're looking into the history of an area and trying to understand on a geological timescale what was going on at any given time, and how we can look into that geological stuff and see the remnants of what came before and take a look and study them now.